Dr. AHMED ABUBAKAR AUDI, MNI OFR, the President, Alumni Association of National Defense College, ANDEC, Air Commodore D.E. Abdullahi retired, PhD, FDC, Daga, FWC, Daga. Top management staff of the Nigeria Security and Defense Corps. Thank you. And members of the Executive Committee of the National Defense College, Nigeria, all protocol duly observed. On behalf of the Commandant General, we welcome you to the headquarters of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Our vision is to build positive culture to create a unique identity in the security architecture of this country. And we have the leading agency when we're talking about protection of critical national assets and infrastructure. In all the 36 states of the Federation, we have our commands being headed by commandants, and in all the 774 local governments, we have our divisions being headed by divisional officers. And in 80% of all those divisions, we have a outpost. Why? Because we're bringing security down to the grassroots level. And it's on this note, I'll first introduce the number one person when we're talking about Nscdc all over the Federation. He's a man that has come to rejig, to reform, to reposition, and to restructure Nscdc from where it was to where it ought to be. He just stepped on the leadership for just 2 years, and it's as if he has been around for the past 10 years. Why? Because of the innovations and all the good things he has brought to the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. I call him a catalyst of positive change and pillar of strength to the national security. I'm talking about the third substantive Commandant General.
May I just start by handing over a copy of the speech to the Commandant General?
All right, thank you.
Okay. The Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, his deputy with the DCG Crisis Management, DCG Nnamdi Nwunye, have highly distinguished I would say very senior officers, deputy commandant generals, assistant commandant generals, here present. My colleagues in the ANDEC. I want to like to start by, first of all, thanking the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Professor AHMED ABUBAKAR AUDI. Thank you very much for taking out time to receive us this afternoon. I want to again thank you very much for receiving us, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the ANDEC, I want to extend their appreciation and thanks for this opportunity. May I use this opportunity to also extend a message of condolence to all those members of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps who may have, in the course of their duty, lost their lives serving their nation. Please accept our condolences for all the losses you have had over the years, and particularly in recent times. It's so painful, but that's the price we have to pay sometimes for serving our dear nation. We also appreciate what the Corps members are doing all across the country. It has been a very wonderful service, a selfless service, and of course we know that without the effort being put in, many of us would find it difficult to live peacefully in the various parts of the country we are in. First of all, as a patron of the Alumni Association of National Defense College. This is a status that is reserved for all service chiefs. Of course, you are a distinguished service chief in this regard. Security agencies in the country are patrons of the association. The purpose of our courtesy visit is to acquaint you as a major stakeholder in our national security architecture with the activities of ANDEC. This is more so that the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is one of the few institutions whose officers are being trained at the National Defense College. And so many, of course, have continued to distinguish themselves while in the college, because we are often very happy when we do not get any negative reports of any member of any service, for example, and particularly our members of the Alumni Association who are serving and in various capacities in the country. And we are indeed very grateful to have them with us. The key objective of the ANDEC includes advancing professional and intellectual capacity of the National Defense College and encouraging the development of friendly relationship, cooperation, and among fellows of the college based on mutual respect and understanding. This has led to the continual engagement of members of the association in national discourse with a view to providing solutions to enhancing security, peace, and development in our nation. Because of these budget issues, we continually depend on the services for our activities, such as the national security seminars that come up annually. Most of national security seminars, because of the caliber of people we invite, some from abroad, some from within the country, and so on, who are specialists in their own ways from across the country, we spend not less than about 50 million naira for such seminars, because some of the foreign people that come to give quality recommendations, lectures and recommendations, we need to sponsor them, and we always do that. But what do? Seek support from various services so that such seminars can be successfully conducted. Our annual dues, which is supposed to be a source of income, has also not been such as because of the amount that we usually charge. That is 10,000 naira per annum, which amounts to almost nothing in terms of running the office. But however, at the last annual general meeting, that was raised to 25,000. We hope that our members within the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, I'm not looking at Nigio, but I'm looking at him. They will also, you do your best to also pay your dues as necessary. I will not talk about the membership again because we have already introduced ourselves, although listed in the report. But other contributions to capacity building of the security agencies, we need to mention a few of them. I know that over the years, maybe from when now DCG or Jalabi was here at the under the peace and security edition, I was involved in training of officers across services, and so many, of course, him being part of the Nscdc, a lot of our officers, your officers, participated in training that some of us give lectures and all that. But recently, I would say that when we had to try to edit some of the good works of the CJ in terms of the national policy and strategy on the protection of critical national assets and infrastructure, we spent some time to do it. We did a good work by providing the framework for us to be able to do what we did. But I pray God that it would be signed very soon by the president and come into operation. It will go a long way to help resolve a lot of issues, particularly relating to collaboration with various agencies, remove the inter-service rivalry that usually occurs, and of course, help us to move the nation forward. On Monday, this coming Monday, the second batch of officers from Bayelsa will commence, and the state commandant in Bayelsa has already submitted the names of the officers to participate in that program, after which we'll move to Rivers State. So I want to also thank you for this. One thing that program has done is to broaden the knowledge of the officers in conflict management, particularly within the maritime or the coastal communities, the relationship with the communities, community entry, and so on, that will enable them to quickly resolve issues when there are such. And then, of course, this enhances interagency collaboration because participants from various services are all present, at the training. So, conclusively, on behalf of members of ANDEC, the Board of Trustees, and so on, I want to thank you very much and appreciate the efforts and development. We are indeed very grateful. We look forward to the national policy and strategy on the protection of critical national assets and infrastructure to come into being, so that we will all key into it and see how we can all contribute to making it work. Thank you very much. We are grateful. Thank you. We are here to see not just the Commandant General, but of course the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. So the CGs, we are sincerely very grateful, and we hope that you find space. I can see everywhere is tight for the souvenirs, and so on, but I hope you still find space to keep this as a reminder. Thank you very much.
This is your place, so you're welcome back home. Hi, colleagues. Very good afternoon or good evening. I think your visit today is very central and germane, actually, the corporate existence of this service, because we have a lot of things in common. Following you very closely, your seminars, your roundtable discussion, as you rightly pointed out about your the conferences and the workshops that you're handling in terms of professional training with our staff. The core, as the baby, the last born of uniform organization in Nigeria, we leverage on capacity building. Capacity building, that is what we because training is the bedrock of development of any organization. If you want to get meaningful productivity, you will have to train your personnel. So we emphasize, since we came, by emphasizing about training and retraining, and that is why we introduce what we call career progression development course for all our staff. On all cadres, whether you are a superintendent cadre, whether you are assistant cadre. The surrounding cadres are the ones that are called commission officers. They enter with as graduates. Now we introduce career progression development course, and we establish a command and staff college in Jos that will pave way for this career progression development, so that our officers will be going for such courses. We are not in service. We want to be at par, so that we will be seen to also fit into the committee of security agencies in the country needed. So far, so good. From the time he has assumed to date, we have seen that ANDEC is giving a new lift. When you get an intellectual combined with his experience as a regimental officer, providing leadership. You will see nothing but good things, and then some innovative reforms, that will drive the association. So let me congratulate you for that. And I'd like to also thank you on the contribution for the PPS, National Policy on National Protection Policy and Strategy. In fact, he participated fully. He participated. In fact, he gave his full energy. He gave his intellectual prowess. He put everything inside, and I'd like to congratulate you for that and tell you that the core is proud of you for that singular act that you have done to give your best to the realization of that policy and strategy. Generally, let me say that our doors are widely open, for ANDEC. With this, let me thank you again for your coming and say that the core is proud of you, all of you, and the core is ready to actually tap from your experiences. I've heard that virtually all of you are military officers, either retired or serving, and so please take us as your child, because civil defense is just coming up, just about 2 decades of existence. Although, if you add our voluntary time, over 50-something years, but as a paramilitary service, this is just 2 decades of existence. And so we want to learn from, from all of you. Like I used to tell you in those days when we meet and discuss, please watch us very closely. Anywhere you see we are making mistake, you can knock us if you like, knock our heads. Pam, pam, pam. Don't go that way, go this way. And that was what last week Oga Musa did to me, the CDS. Last week he called me and said, I've seen your people so blessed. Please they shouldn't go that way, they should go this way. That is what we want. That is the synergy and that is guidance. It will give us a sense of pride that yes, the military have taken us to be their child. But of course, we are their child. We are their child. So, and we have recognized that. Like I told you, since I came, I've been trying my best to make sure that I showcase the core for the Nigerians to believe that we are military, we are the child of the military. Because I have told you, since we came, we have trained, we have done about 4 major trainings. 4 major trainings with the military. We have trained special forces, we have trained the crash squad, we have trained female squad by 17 Brigade in Katsina. We have 4 major trainings by the military, especially Army, and so we are part of you. And so please, with this, like I said, let me thank you again for your coming and to wish you well as you go back to your destination. Thank you and God bless you.
It's not everywhere that they recognize that we are senior citizens. Those of us that have done our 35 years and are retired, yet not tired, and are willing to serve this nation. I think it's worth recognizing that. And I say thank you, sir. Let me also commend the Nscdc for the 2 classical testimonies that we've heard. One from the National Assembly, and the other from Gombe. It was not flattery, and they gave specific examples of things that your officers have done that can be considered as landmark achievements in those areas, in the National Assembly and in Gombe. I want to commend you for that. It is my very sincere hope that we will continue to forge this mutual relationship of generating ideas that will strengthen the security sector, national security sector of this country, by the relationship we are growing and grooming between ANDEC and Nscdc. Thank you for your support. And we know that going forward, like you have also alluded to, you will continue to support us, even when we come again for one thing or the other, knocking at your office. Sir, let me also
see that the mother of the Amazons that is my assistant has brought in a lot of knowledge and experience in the management of even our office, as it were. And I cannot thank anybody else but you, because she came out of this system and she has brought this experience to bear. We want to believe that the next nomination will have at least 4 ladies coming into the Defense College. Perhaps by then it will be National Defense University, and then it will even be merrier. So, sir, I want to thank you for all of this. On this note, let me say that it is my prayer that this nation, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will continue to stand in the unity of the nation, fulfilling our purpose. So I will say, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria, long live the Nscdc and ANDEC, and our relationship going forward and stronger.